All right, today we're talking about something we all rely on every single second of the day, our back. But we're going to go deeper than just muscle and bone. We're exploring what it really takes to build a resilient back, one that can handle not just physical weight, but, the weight of life itself.
So let's start with the big question, right? What does it actually mean to have a strong back? Is it just about how much you can lift in the gym? Or is there something more to it, a deeper kind of strength we should be aiming for? That's what we're going to unpack.
Okay, first things first, let's get into the nuts and bolts. Our back is an absolute marvel of biological engineering. It's our body's central pillar. And to really understand how to make it stronger, we first have to appreciate how it's built. So simply put, the back, or the dorsum if you want to get technical, is pretty much the entire backside of your torso. But it's so much more than that. It's our central support beam, the structure that holds everything together, engineered for this incredible mix of being super stable, but also incredibly mobile. You can basically think of your back muscles in three distinct layers. You've got the superficial group on top, the big muscles you can see, like your lats and traps, that move your arms and shoulders. Then a little deeper, you've got an intermediate group that actually helps you breathe. And then way down deep, you have the intrinsic muscles, the ones that grab onto the spine itself and keep it stable. This layering is exactly why there's no single magic exercise for the back.
All right, so we've talked about the impressive engineering, but let's be real. For so many of us, when we think of our back, we think of pain. For all its strength, it's also one of our biggest vulnerabilities. It's a burden that, honestly, most of us will have to carry at some point.
And get this, after the common headache, back pain is the #2 most common type of pain that adults deal with. That's huge. This isn't some rare problem, it's practically a universal human experience.
And yeah, a lot of the time, the cause is a simple muscle strain that we can fix. But sometimes it's more serious, coming from issues with discs or bones. And anyone who's ever had really bad back pain knows it can completely take over your life. It's debilitating. That's why building strength is so important. It's our best defense.
So how do we fight back? How do we build a back that can handle all this? Well, lucky for us, we don't have to guess what works. We have science. We can actually measure it. And the secret weapon here is something called electromyography, or EMG for short. It's pretty cool. Researchers hook up sensors to muscles to measure the electrical signals, telling them exactly how hard a muscle is working during a specific exercise. With this data, we can cut through all the noise and see what actually works.
Let's start with the lats, those big wing muscles on your back. And wow, the numbers do not lie. Pull-ups and chin-ups are tied for first place. They light up the lats more than anything else. The bent-over row is still fantastic, but if you want pure lat power, nothing beats pulling your body up to a bar.
Okay, now for the lower traps, these are super important for good posture. And this right here is a perfect example of why variety matters so much. The pull-up, our champion for lats, is, well, it's pretty mediocre here. The absolute undisputed winner, the IYT raise. It's a completely different kind of movement for a different muscle.
And what about those deep muscles, the erector spinae, that hold your spine upright? Well, the data is just as clear. The bent-over row is the king. It absolutely crushes the other exercises, teaching those crucial stabilizing muscles to fire and get strong.
So what's the bottom line from all this science? It's simple, really. There is no single best back exercise. A truly strong back needs variety. You need the pull-ups for the lats, the IYT raises for the traps, and the bent-over rows for the spine. You've got to hit all the layers to build a truly solid pillar of support.
But here's the thing, building all that muscle is great, it's crucial. But we all know that physical strength has its limits. What happens when the weight you're carrying isn't a barbell? What do you do about the pain, the stress, the burdens that you can't just exercise away?
To answer that, we have to switch gears. We're moving from the gym to ancient philosophy. We're going to look at a powerful mental operating system for building real, lasting fortitude that has been around for thousands of years. And that philosophy is Stoicism. Now, this isn't about being emotionless or just gritting your teeth through hardship. Not at all. It's a really practical system for thriving in life by learning to use your reason to master your emotions instead of letting your emotions master you.
And this is the absolute core of it all. It's so simple and so powerful. The Stoics said, look, the world is split into two buckets, stuff you can control and stuff you can't. You can't control external events, your health, what other people do, but you know what you can control 100%? Your own judgments, your own choices, and your own reactions.
That is your superpower.
The Stoics also had this fascinating idea about destructive emotions. They didn't see things like fear or distress as forces that attack you from the outside. No, they saw them as the direct result of errors in your own judgment. So feeling fear about the future isn't a thing that happens to you. It's a result of you misjudging what might happen. The goal is to train your mind to see events for what they really are.
And that brings us to the grand finale. We've looked at the body and we've looked at the mind. We've looked at the physical and the philosophical. Now, let's bring these two sides of strength together.
Because here's the real takeaway from all of this. True resilience isn't just about having a strong back that can do a heavy row. It's about having a strong mind that can bear the weight when life gets heavy. Physical training prepares the body for a challenge. Mental training prepares the mind. They're not separate. They're two sides of the same coin.
This quote from the Stoic philosopher Epictetus just captures it perfectly. He said, you could be sick and yet happy, in peril and yet happy. He's not saying you won't feel pain or face hardship. He's saying that your well-being, your inner peace, doesn't have to be destroyed by it. It can come from within. Now that is real strength.
So, we'll leave you with this to think about. Your back, both the physical one and the metaphorical one, carries you through this world. It carries your body, your stress, your responsibilities. So the question is, how will you train it? All of it, body and mind, to carry you well.